going on, man?
Oh my gosh, dude, home from the road.
Yeah.
I did the tour. I made it happen.
Nice. That was all on your own, right?
Dude, it was so punk rock because it was like doing the shows. First of all,
Hmm.
where's the place where the dude pulled the gun out from this week's episode? What was that place
That
called?
was in Warren, Ohio.
Dude, so many people from Warren, came to see me in Cleveland. And I was like, I was kind of sketched out. I'm like, hey, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna, and they hadn't watched the episode yet. So I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Speaking of, and if you haven't watched the episode, it's episode 159 with Joe Sib here and Jim and Joe recants a story that happens in Warren, Ohio that involves a pistol and some money and whiskey and
And
some
Cologne.
some cologne and a giant gorilla Italian blocking the door.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was funny because a couple people hit me up. God, I forgot what we talked about on there too, because people were hitting me up like one woman, Jim and I were talking about like some spiritual stuff on there. I got some
Yeah.
great texts from people that were like, "Hey, man, here's the church I belong to. If you want to check it out, you can." So that was super cool.
Well,
And
the
yeah, a lot
cool
of
thing the cool thing about the episode is, like, you guys start Jim's messing with you, telling you back seat, front seat. You do the Batman video and you guys are just bantering, but then you get in to start talking about Nate and that whole thing and,
oh God.
how
Dude, and I'm telling to go on to the Nate thing, just really quick. I mean, he's on tour right now. He
yeah,
just did New York City. He just did Los Angeles. I was out on the road, so I couldn't go to, either one of those shows. But I'm getting the videos from everyone that went.
yeah,
And now, it's really crazy is people are hitting me up saying, "Hey, is Nate Sib your son?" And because, his traction is,
yeah,
going and that's really cool. And the fact that he's out on the road, his single just dropped. So I mean, dude, it's so crazy, to think, where he just was 3 years ago in the situation that he was,
yeah,
and for him to, I mean, he's seriously huge, life changing moment, for anyone ever struggling with any substance abuse or anything, alcohol, drugs,
yeah,
whatever you're fighting. I mean, this dude, I mean, 4 years ago, it was like it was just full on tailspin, and he was in this situation that so many people find themselves in where it was just like, how am I going to turn this around? And the fact that he just on his own was like, all right, I'm done. I'm getting sober. And the
yeah,
fact that he got sober, stayed sober, and then said, all right, now I'm gonna finally, pursue what I've wanted to do with music. And I remember I think I even talked about it in the podcast. We were on a road trip together.
yeah.
He came with me to Santa Cruz to headline a show. And I was like, dude, roll with me. He's like, all right. So we drove up, and he on that trip, he was like, yeah, I'm going to start releasing music. So that was in January when he said he was going to start releasing music. And now he's signed to Republic Records 8
Wow.
months later. It was, yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, what I'm going to do is, you know what? I'll send you video. So right now you can drop this in here. This is video of Nate in New York City, like his opening song going on stage. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that's crazy. To see your child struggling and in this, precarious situation that you don't know,
Dude,
you're doing everything. What's up?
I was just gonna say, I never got into a situation like that. So when you see someone that
Yeah,
you love so much, cross over into, go past the gray zone into the dark zone,
yeah,
and you do not know. And dude, I don't wish that on anybody in their entire life. I don't wish it on anybody. You could hate someone, but I would never wish that
yeah.
on their family members to go through that struggle. There's so many people going through that, and then for him to on his own
Mhm.
do it, like just get sober. Like he
Yeah.
he could have done so many different ways of like, oh, I'm gonna do this way. It was just a switch that went off, like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, no, he chose it himself
Yeah,
to get to do better and whatnot, and
yeah.
that's your kid, you know? It's not like your cousin or your
It's not your
sister,
bro.
that's your child,
Yeah,
exactly, you know, that to see that, but then also to climb out of the ashes and for him to be like, "This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get better for myself," and then to do it, and then tenfold just start now he's
yeah.
signing record deals,
I
dude.
know,
That high five to Nate Sibb, dude.
dude.
That's
It's so
badass,
yeah.
dude.
It's straight up miracle stuff, dude. I just can't wait to be
Yeah.
on the side of the stage, Heineken in hand, and just watching the show. Me and Brewer talk about it all the time. We're like, dude, we're going to Coachella.
Could you imagine Jim at Coachella?
Oh my, dude. You know what's so funny? You know what? I can totally imagine him there, and I already know it's gonna happen. We're gonna go to Coachella. I'll be like, dude, let's go. He'll be like, all right, let's go. And then I'll lose him because he'll just be like, dude, I went over and watched these other bands on this stage. It was awesome. I met all these people. Love it, man. Well, and you know the last thing I'll say about that episode too is a few people hit me up and they were like,
Oh,
did
yeah,
that
have you
really?
gotten anybody hitting you up about the whole, like, gun situation or
Yeah, that's
anything
what I
like
was gonna
that?
say. People were like,
Yeah.
dude, like just a lot of like, wow, like did that really happen? And I'm like, yeah, it, when you watch the episode, all of that transpired, and I've been settling shows since I was probably 17 years old, and I've never had that sketchy of a situation like go down. It was funny. It's funny too because after it happened, like when Jim was like, "Dude, did that really go down?" and I was like, "Yeah," like it was weird how it didn't affect me.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
I don't know.
In that like, especially when you the other stories that you shared too, I'm fairly certain for YouTube it was cut down a little bit, so some of
Okay.
the stories may not have been on there. So if anybody wants to check it out, head over to Patreon. $5 a month, pay for it, cancel it, watch the episodes, and then dip after that. You don't have to stick around. But there's some stuff that you guys may not have seen. You were explaining it some other situations where you kind of just you just got into that zone where you just it was I don't even know what to call it, but it's not like you're not panicking, but you're just like, all right, this is how it's going down. This is you go into like a almost like a
No,
shutdown mode,
yeah,
kind of.
it's I don't know. It's weird because I'm definitely not like it's I'm a person that's always, like anyone that knows me, they always like, dude, you worry too much, you stress too much. And I don't know,
Uh-huh.
it's just part of my DNA where I'm always, I try to live in the moment, but I can't, I
Mhm.
want to, I want to live in the moment, but I'm always thinking about, all right, what's this guy up to? Okay, what's going on here? Well, if the flight gets canceled, I won't get the merch to the show. If the merch doesn't, okay, what about this? Oh, wow, we just, like, I'm always
Yeah.
just thinking about stuff like that. And I think what ended up happening in those situations where settling and the guy has the gun on the table and stuff. I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes I just switch into this mode where I'm just like, okay, it's like my mind is like, okay, this is the acceptable behavior that's going on right now, so let's just roll
Mhm.
with it. And I think in that situation, or even the time, like I had a guy, I remember one, I think I told the story on the show where I was leaving my mom's house in Santa Cruz at like 4:30 in the morning, and some dude pulled up alongside me and pointed a Glock at me in
Mhm.
my Prius, and I was just like, all right, cool. And I just like hit the brakes and let him go by, and like everyone was like, dude, how did you not like? And a buddy of mine was like, dude, that's probably the reason he didn't pull the trigger, because he probably thought you were carrying as well. And I was like, really? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, okay. I don't know. Moments like that happen, and I don't know. I think I just slip into, maybe it's like override of stress, that I just go into this zone of just like, okay, now I'm going to be super calm.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was all around good conversation and then just I just like seeing two of you guys go at it. It's so funny. I mean, just Jim messing with you and he knows how easy it is to mess with you. But yeah, no, it's cool. It's like you said, it's like you guys are brothers. It's hilarious.
Well,
That's
yeah, man. Well,
awesome.
tune in if you want to hear a crazy story about me getting paid out in Warren, Ohio, and getting myself into a situation that only I can get myself into, and um, and then plus
That's
all the
right.
other shenanigans that we talked about on that show. It was a fun episode, and yeah, I'm psyched.
Joe, you are in Hudson Valley this Friday, November
Yeah, with
1st.
Jim. Yeah,
That's
November
correct.
1st, Hudson Valley. Yeah, November 1st, this Friday night, Hudson Valley with Jim. And then we roll over on November 2nd. Where are we?
You're in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Reading, Pennsylvania. Then you
Yep.
ready for this? We take like a week off. The election happens. And if the world doesn't explode, we pick up again in where do we start? Me and Jim and I are in
Beverly,
MA.
Massachusetts, November
Yeah, there you
7th.
go. And then we do like 3 more shows. We end up we go to we're gonna go to I'm excited. We go to the Borgata in New Jersey, and then we go to the Paramount in Long Island, which is Jim's last Paramount. And then Jim's taking his break until I think like spring or something, and going back on
Yep.
the road then.
Yep, and, you guys wanna see what we were talking about, you wanna hear more about the gun story and all that good stuff, check out episode 159 with Joe Sib, outtakes, uncensored, uncut on the Patreon, jimbreuer.com/Patreon. Go to jimbreuer.com for tickets, go to joesib.com for his tickets. Some of them they're playing together, some Joe's doing his own stuff, so
See you guys out on the road.
see you on the road.
Later, Mike.
Later, dude.
Is that better?
It's great.
Is it not glitching and stuff?
No, definitely not.
Does it look
Definitely
like
not.
I'm driving? Hey man, what's
Yeah,
up? Okay.
yeah.
Oh, hey, fucking dude. God, can you see I'm doing a podcast? All right, here we
Alright,
go.
we're going on a
So
little trip.
dude, we're
Let's
on a
do it.
little road trip right now. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Here
Just
we
be careful, please.
Yeah, no, here we go. Here we go. Putting the car in reverse.
Recording and driving. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, I gotta lock that. Okay, here we go. Dude, I'm
Oh my god.
literally driving. Okay, here we go. Okay, going here, going over here. Okay, we're actually driving right now. All
Why
right,
does it
great.
make that beep? What is that?
Because my Prius likes to pretend it's like a rad UPS truck to let people know what's going on.
Are you serious? That's a reverse beep?
That's a reverse beep, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's the world we live in. No, the last thing I'll say is, oh my God, let's see if I can get that balanced up there again. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Oh my God. Okay, now I don't know if I can get that balanced.
It wouldn't be
Okay.
an episode of Freshly Brewed if you weren't adjusting your camera.
Oh my God. Okay, let me see here.
Dogs.
Jesus, why is that not balanced? Oh my God. Okay, there we go.
All right.
Cars.